هذه الذين اصطفى أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وإلى ثمود أخاهم صالحا قال يا قوم اعبدوا الله ما لكم من إله غيره هو أنشأكم من الأرض واستعمركم فيها فاستغفروه ثم توبوا إليه إن ربي قريب مجيب قالوا يا صالح قد كنت فينا مرجوا قبل هذا أتنهانا أن نعبد ما يعبد آباؤنا وإننا لفي شك مما تدعونا إليه مريب قال يا قوم أرأيتم إن كنت على بينة من ربي وآتاني منه رحمة فمن ينصرني من الله إن عصيته فما تزيدونني غير تخسير ويا قوم هذه ناقة الله لكم آية فذروها تأكل في أرض الله ولا تمسوها بسوء فيأخذكم عذاب قريب فعقروها فقال تمتعوا في داركم 3 أيام ذلك وعد غير مكذوب فلما جاء أمرنا نجينا صالحا والذين آمنوا معه برحمة منا ومن خزي يومئذ إن ربك هو القوي العزيز وأخذ الذين ظلموا الصيحة فأصبحوا في ديارهم جاثمين كأن لم يغنوا فيها ألا إن ثمود كفروا ربهم ألا بعدا لثمود صدق الله العظيم وبلغنا رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Surah Hud, stories of different Anbiya are going on. First we read the story of Sayyidina Nuh ala Nabina alayhi salatu wassalam and his nation, then of Sayyidina Nuh, and now today inshallah tonight Hazrat Salih ala Nabina alayhi salatu wassalam and his people. The nation was named Thamud. These people came in succession. The nation of Hazrat Nuh alayhi salam, then the people of Ad, then the people of the nation of Hazrat Salih, which were called Thamud. Thamud and Ad were basically the sons of, if I made a mistake yesterday, they were among the son Sam. Of the 3 sons of Hazrat Nuh, Sam, Ham and Yafas, these Arabs were mostly the progeny of Sam. And Yafas, the people of Indo-Pakistan, Turkish people, Mongols, they were basically the progeny of this 3rd son Yafas. Anyway, so these people were established in the same place that the nation of Ad was, and also towards a little north and the west. So these people, like yesterday we had said, Jordan, most of Saudiya and Yemen, the present day Ad were there. Thamud, they had this all area and also some additional area towards the north and the west of this area. So a lot of land was given to them, and these people were also very strong, and they would carve out their houses within the mountains and also build very strong, very firm castles out of stone in the plain earth. Allah had given them a lot, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent Sayyidina Salih, who was their brother, so from among them, over them as Nabi. Qal, Sayyidina Salih said, Ya qawm, O my people, u'budullah, worship Allah, ma lakum min ilahin ghayruh, there is nobody as an ilah, no God other than Him. Huwa ansha'akum min al-ard, He is the one who created you from this earth, وَاسْتَعْمَرَكُمْ فِيهَا, and made you established in this. فَاسْتَغْفِرُوهُ ثُمَّ تُوبُوا إِلَيْهِ, the same ta'aleem, the same teaching as other Anbiya, that do istighfar, repent on your past shirk, and pledge never to return, do tawbah to that shirk. Inna Rabbi qareebun mujib, my Lord is near and responsive to the prayer. So you, even if you've been doing shirk, if you do tawbah, Allah is ready to listen. قالوا, they said, Ya Salihu, O Salih, قد كنت فينا مرجوا قبل هذا, Before you said this, before you started teaching us towards the oneness of Allah, we had hopes in you. So what they were saying was that every Nabi, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala nurtures and gives them such a good background, such a good upbringing, that they are the best in their nation. With their adat, with their habits, with their akhlaq, their attitude, their personality is always the best. So they are beloved among their people. Such was the case with the Prophet ﷺ as well, that the people loved him and they called him the most honest person before he started to call them towards the oneness of Allah. Then they became enemies. So similarly, they are saying to Salih ala Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam that we had high hopes in you, that you would become a good person, you would become a good leader, you would lead us towards good and sanity. But now what you are doing, that you are calling us towards oneness of Allah and turning away from the idols. Atanhana an na'budu ma ya'budu aba'una. Are you trying to forbid us? Do you ask us to not worship what our fathers used to worship? وَإِنَّنَا لَفِي شَكٍّ مِّمَّا تَدْعُونَا إِلَيْهِ مُرِيبٍ. We have serious doubts that have disturbed us about the faith to which you are calling us. قال, Sayyidina Salih said, Ya qawmi, O my people, أَرَأَيْتُمْ إِن كُنْتُ عَلَى بَيِّنَةٍ مِّن رَبِّي. So they tried to turn Sayyidina Salih away from this deen of Allah. So Sayyidina Salih said that, O my people, tell me, if I have a clear proof, in kuntu ala bayyinatin min rabbi, a clear proof from my Lord, wa atani minhu rahmah, and he has bestowed mercy upon me from himself, special mercy of hidayah, of guidance from him. فَمَنْ يَنْصُرُنِي مِنَ اللَّهِ إِنْ عَصَيْتُهُ. When Allah has done such a blessing to me and still I choose to turn away and disobey, then who's going to help me against Allah? فَمَا تَزِيدُونَنِي غَيْرَ تَخْسِيرٍ. What you are calling me towards, you are only calling me towards loss. وَيَا قَوْمِ. So then Sayyidina Salih, it comes about him that he kept on calling his people he became a Nabi in a very young age, and he started calling people towards the oneness of Allah and kept on doing it until he turned old. But very few people listened to him. And finally these people said that this person has been calling us towards the oneness of Allah for so long, let's ask him for such a thing that nobody can ever do. So they said that bring out a she camel from a mountain which should be pregnant. So they, in their thinking, they put forward a demand that nobody can fulfill. A living thing coming out of a non-living thing, and then being pregnant. But when they presented this demand, Sayyidina Salih, he prayed 2 rakat to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and said that, Ya Allah, you are powerful over everything, you can do this. He took a promise from them that if this happens, will you then believe? He was so merciful towards them that he said that fine, I'll ask my Allah about this as well. But then will you believe? And they said that they will. And then Sayyidina Salih prayed 2 rakat and prayed to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah did send out the she camel from a mountain right before their eyes, and it was also pregnant. وَيَا قَوْمِ, he said to his people, هَذِهِ نَاقَةُ اللَّهِ لَكُمْ. This is the she camel of Allah, a sign for you. لَكُمْ آيَةً فَذَرُوهَا تَأْكُلْ فِي أَرْضِ اللَّهِ. So leave her free to eat on the earth of Allah. So the way it was, as had been mentioned in Surah Araf and Surah Al-Imran as well, that they had decided, Sayyidina Salih, by the will of Allah, had decided that one day she will drink the water, the other day all the human beings and all the other animals can drink the water from your well. And that day, where the day of the she camel, she would drink so much that the well would dry up. But the mercy of Allah was that on that day when she would drink, they would get so much milk instead of water from that she camel that it would suffice for their needs. So he said that leave her to eat and partake from the earth of Allah. It's not your earth to begin with, it's the earth of Allah, and Allah has sent this sign, so let her partake from it. وَلَا تَمَسُّوهَا بِسُوءٍ. And do not even touch her with evil intentions. فَيَأْخُذَكُمْ عَذَابٌ قَرِيبٌ. Lest an approaching punishment, a near punishment, would catch you. فَعَقَرُوهَا. But these people, they slaughtered her. فَقَالَ تَمَتَّعُوا فِي دَارِكُمْ ثَلَاثَةَ أَيَّامٍ. Sayyidina Salih told them that enjoy yourselves in your homes for 3 days. And these 3 days, as the nations have said, these were a Thursday, Friday and a Saturday, and on Sunday the punishment came from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. ذَلِكَ وَعْدٌ غَيْرُ مَكْذُوبٍ. He said this is a promise not to be backed out. This promise will not be a lie. You will see this come true. فَلَمَّا جَاءَ أَمْرُنَا. So when command of Allah came, our command came, najjayna Salihah, we saved Salih, walladina amanu ma'ah, and the people who believed along with him, bi rahmatin minna, solely out of mercy from our side. وَمِنْ خِزْيِ يَوْمِئِذٍ, not only did we save them from the punishment in this world, but also from the disgrace and humility of that day. Inna rabbaka huwa al-qawiyyu al-aziz, Allah, surely your Lord, is the one who is all powerful and all controlling, almighty. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saved them, the believers and Sayyidina Salih, from the humility of that day and the punishment of that day. وَأَخَذَ الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا, and the people who had done zulm, transgressed, أَخَذَ الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا الصَّيْحَةِ, with the cry. So what was that cry? Hazrat ulama have written that it was Allah commanded Sayyidina Jibreel alayhi salam to make a sound, to create a shrill cry which was so strong that nobody, no human heart, no human mind, no human brain could survive it, and their hearts shattered because of that. And they all died. فَأَصْبَحُوا فِي دِيَارِهِمْ جَاثِمِينَ, and they were found dead in their houses, fallen on their knees. كَأَن لَّمْ يَغْنَوْا فِيهَا, as though they had never lived there. أَلَا إِنَّ ثَمُودَ كَفَرُوا رَبَّهُمْ. So this was the end of Thamud. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, lo, know it, that the Thamud, for sure they disbelieved their Lord. Ala bu'dan li Thamud, this is how they were ruined. So this is how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is concluding the story of Thamud as well, that those people who do kufr, look at what happened to them. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us from all sorts of shirk and kufr. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us people of faith. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Allahumma ja'alna min ahli al-Qur'an alladhi ahluka khasatuk. Rabbana zalamna anfusana wa illam taghfir lana wa tarhamna lanakunanna min al-khasirin. Wa sallallahu ta'ala ala khayri khalqihi sayyidina wa lana Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Ameen ya rahmatika ya arhamar rahimin.